Type 4 hypersensitivity reactions are a type of undesired immune response mediated by T cells. In this video, I'll share my visual mnemonic to help you remember all the information you need for test day.
Scanning and
Recently, management has put up these hand sensors everywhere at work. This sensor controls the door to the back storeroom. You might even call it a sensor door. Oddly enough, this sensor door is actually our symbol for hypersensitivity type 4. Since sensor reminds me of hypersensitivity, and door is our recurring rhyme for the number 4. It's a sensor door for hypersensitivity type 4. Type 4 hypersensitivity is a type of undesired immune reaction to antigens, and the collateral damage does more harm than good. Let's dive in to learn more. So I've scanned my hand already, and I'm waiting for this door to open. But look at that sensor screen. See how it's got the loading bar, almost like it's buffering? This sensor door is going really slow today. I think there's some sort of delay with the scanning. By the way, this delayed loading coincidentally helps me remember that type 4 hypersensitivity is a delayed reaction. Usually, these reactions take 48 to 72 hours to manifest after exposure to the antigen. This is why type 4 hypersensitivity is also known as delayed type hypersensitivity. We'll talk about why this delay happens in our next symbol. I've got to get in there and can't wait any longer, so I'm pulling all the stops to get in. See me trying to break down this door with this tomahawk axe? Conveniently, there's always an axe in the emergency box by the door. The tomahawk also happens to be our recurring symbol for T cells, since tomahawk and T cells both start with the letter T. And tomahawks work through direct contact, kind of like how this tomahawk is used for close-range direct combat. Type 4 hypersensitivity reactions are mediated by T cells, which cause damage by launching an immune attack against the antigen. The overreaction of the helper T cells and overproduction of cytokines damage tissue, cause inflammation, and lead to cell death. Since T cells are so involved, type 4 hypersensitivity is also called cell-mediated hypersensitivity. And since it takes time to present an antigen and activate the body's T cells, this process takes time to happen. In other words, it's delayed 48 to 72 hours after exposure. Again, T cells are part of the adaptive or slow immune response, so this delay should make sense. Finally, before we close, let's cover a few high-yield examples of type 4 hypersensitivity. For example, the PPD skin test, or tuberculin sensitivity test, is an example of type 4 hypersensitivity. In this test, we inject a small amount of a TB protein called tuberculin under our skin in order to check if our T cells have been previously exposed to TB. This tuberculin is presented to T cells in lymph nodes, and people who have been previously exposed to the bacteria will mount an immune response. T cells and other cells are attracted to the injection site in the time frame of 1 to 3 days and generate local inflammation, creating a red skin wheal. But wait, if you're like me, you may be asking why the injected TB antigen doesn't actually sensitize an unexposed person's T cells. The answer is actually disappointingly simple. The amount of antigen injected in the skin test is too small to cause a sustainable memory response. Another example of type 4 hypersensitivity is contact dermatitis to nickel or poison ivy. In these cases, a person will develop a painful red rash 2 days after wearing a watch containing nickel or after rubbing against poison ivy. Basically, the nickel or poison ivy is the antigen, and T cells mount an immune response against it, causing the skin rash. Since this is T cell mediated, this is an example of type 4 hypersensitivity. Alright, we're done with type 4 hypersensitivity. Let's recap quickly and get out of here. Type 4 hypersensitivity reactions are a type of undesired or overreactive immune response mediated by T cells. Killer T cells and helper T cells get activated in response to antigens, resulting in an inflammatory response. Because it takes a while for T cells to get activated, type 4 hypersensitivity takes 48 to 72 hours to manifest, giving rise to its other name, delayed type hypersensitivity. Some classic examples of type 4 hypersensitivity include contact dermatitis and the PPD or TB skin test. Phew, now we're actually done with type 4 hypersensitivity. Woohoo! You are now the master of all things hypersensitivity. How does it feel? If you like what we're doing, go and give us a follow on our Instagram handle, @Pixarize. I'll see you in the next one.